Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Movie Positive. Obviously, I'm by myself today because, Pat's off doing some important stuff. It takes a lot of work to run this channel, having all those 4 subscribers we have. So Pat's out doing some business stuff, and I'm stuck here doing a video. Okay, so today I'm going to do my top 10 movies of 2018. Now, I have seen a lot of movies in 2018. I've been in movie theaters, I think, if I check my phone, it's like 52 times around that. So that's a lot. Yeah, I've been in movie theaters a lot. So I narrowed it down to my top 10 favorite movies of the year. I'm going to give them to you. Now, before I do it, I'll just let you know, I base my movies, my top 10 movies on the way I felt after the movie. Like, did the movie make me feel something? Like, did it stick in my mind after? That's kind of how my list is. So some people were like, how do you like this but not like that? Like, look, I understand my list might not be the same as yours, but that's the point of a top 10 list. If you have a different opinion, there's a thing called a comment section down below. You can post your comments. Let me know what your top 10 list, and if you agree with mine, or let me know if my list was a complete piece of shit. So before I start this, though, I gotta give out some honorable mentions. Movies that didn't make my top 10 list, but I really did like, and if you haven't seen any, please check them out. The Mule, the Clint Eastwood, directed by Clint Eastwood. I just got to see that a couple weeks ago. I thought that was a really good movie. Just didn't make my top 10 list. Ralph Breaks the Internet. Another great movie. Really wish I could put that on my list. Didn't do it. Sicario 2. I can't pronounce the full name of it, so I'm just going to call it Sicario 2. I actually really like Sicario 2. I just got a chance to rewatch it the other day, and the movie's actually really fucking good. Not as good as the first one, but I think a really good sequel, written by Taylor Sheridan again, who's really been blowing me away with some of his movies. And I just thought it was a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. And watch the first Sicario, because that movie's awesome. Creed 2, loved Creed 2. Dolph Lundgren's in the movie, so obviously I like that movie. Overlord. Overlord was a great movie. Bad Robot, made by Bad Robot. Obviously you don't know, that's J.J. Abrams' production company. They did shows like Lost, they do Westworld, Castle Rock. Searching, thought Searching was a good, unique style of filmmaking. Thought that was actually a pretty good movie. A Star is Born, obviously, I like A Star is Born a lot. I wish I could put it in my top 10 list. Probably going to get its Oscar nominations, and it 100% deserves it. Just didn't make my top 10 list. Game Night, great movie. Thought it was a good comedy, came out earlier in February. Liked that movie a lot, and I wish more people would see it. It's on HBO Go if you want to check it out. Old Man and the Gun. It was Robert Redford's, I believe, his last movie. It was more of an independent movie. I don't think many people saw it, but I got a chance to see it, and I actually really liked it. I think it's a good, slow drama. If you really like Robert Redford, just like seeing old people act, and old people just being awesome, that's kind of what Old Man and the Gun is like. Black Klansman I really liked. I thought that was a great movie, directed by Spike Lee, obviously. Not particularly a fan of his other movies, but I actually really liked Black Klansman a lot. I think it's a great movie. My last honorable mention is a movie that I guess I don't like. I respect the fuck out of this movie, but it makes me feel awful, and that's Hereditary. Hereditary, I didn't want to get into it. That's it, but you know what? That from a film standpoint, that is an incredibly made movie, and the guy who directed it, you did an excellent job. Ari Aster, I believe your name is. It's your directorial debut, so you knocked it out of the park. That movie was excellent from a filmmaking standpoint, but from just me personally, I fucking hate that movie. Fuck you. Alright, so let's get into the list. America, fuck yeah! Alright, so number 10, I got Upgrade. Upgrade is just a great fucking movie. Great sci-fi movie. Love that movie so much. Some people might think it's a little corny, but I just fucking love that movie. Logan Marshall Green gives a great performance, the lead character of that. Definitely a guy to watch out for, and if you haven't seen Upgrade, please watch that movie. That movie's so good. Love that movie so much. Alright, so number 9, we got one of my favorite directors working today, Wes Anderson's Isle of Dogs. Now, Isle of Dogs is so good, and from a film standpoint, I don't even know. I can't even think of how that movie was made, or how long that movie took to make, because if you haven't seen the trailers, you know what the movie's about. Stop motion animation, so every little thing he's got to move, like one little thing by piece, but when you go and actually watch the movie and just go back and then go watch the behind the scenes after, and just to see all the time that took to moving those little figures one by one, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. excellent movie. Just added to HBO Go, so if you haven't seen it yet, please watch it. Also, if you've never seen any of Wes Anderson's work, why do you watch movies? Alright, number 8 is a movie I really was looking forward to see, and I got to see a couple days early at one of those early fan screenings, which I really don't like, but for this case it was actually nice because I got to see this movie early, and that's Sorry to Bother You. Now, Sorry to Bother You is one of the most ridiculous movies I have ever seen in my life. I can't even describe it to you even if I tried. Just go watch it. It's on Hulu right now. After you're done watching this video, go watch Sorry to Bother You, because that movie is ridiculous. Lakeith Stanfield is the man. I love him on Atlanta and everything he's in. He's a great performance in Short Term 12. I love every movie he's in. Tessa Thompson's in it. It's my girl. The director, Boots Riley, out of his goddamn mind. But hey, the guy made a fucking great movie, and I can't fault him for that. One of the craziest endings and twists to a movie I've ever seen, too. Not to spoil anything, but if you haven't seen it, like, go watch that movie. Number 7, we got Incredibles 2. Now, I am the biggest Pixar fan in the world. I love Incredibles, so I was so excited for this movie to come out, but also a little worried because we get so many sequels nowadays, and I don't want them to ruin a really good movie, but for God's sakes, just, that movie's awesome. Just so good. I won't even say it's better than the first one. I won't even say the first one's better than it. It's just one long, like 4.5 hour movie you can consider it. Like, you could watch Incredibles 1 and Incredibles 2 and have no idea that it was filmed 14 years later, aside from maybe the animation. But honestly, going back and watching Incredibles 1, the animation's still fucking sick. Pixar just knows their animation. They fucking invented computer animation. They know it better than everyone. And they proved it once again with Incredibles 2. Such a good movie. And number 6, we got a movie directed by one of my favorite comedians and just people in the world, and that's Bo Burnham, and that's the movie 8th Grade. 8th Grade was another surprise movie this year. I was looking forward to it a lot. When I initially saw the trailer, I was not into it at all. But then at the very end of the trailer, I saw it directed, or written and directed by Bo Burnham. And then I was just like, oh, okay, now I'm going to watch that. I don't care what it is. I'll watch that. And Jesus Christ, that movie hit me hard. That movie really spoke to me. A lot of deep things that I really appreciated that movie. And you see a lot of high school movies. I mean, I know it's in 8th grade, but you see a lot of school movies that just aren't accurate at all. And every time we watch it, we're like, that's not how 8th grade was like. That's not what high school was like. This movie really does a good job of capturing what it was like to be in 8th grade and how awkward and weird everything is and how hormonal you are and how just the littlest things will freak you the fuck out. It's just such a good movie. And there's a certain scene in that movie that is one of the most uncomfortable moments I've had in the movie theaters all year. If you've seen it in 8th grade, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But that shows how good that movie was. That's a credit to how good of a director Bo Burnham is and will be in the future, because we haven't seen the last of Bo Burnham. You can bet that. Alright, and number 5 is another movie that also, just like 8th grade, really spoke to me and really hit me hard. That was mid-90s, directed by Jonah Hill, of course, because Jonah Hill and Bo Burnham are just directing movies nowadays. Jordan Peele, like, whatever though, but I don't give a shit, because you know what, this movie's fucking awesome. This is such a good movie. If you grew up in the 90s and don't like this movie, then I don't like you. No, I don't really mean that, but I might. I don't know. You know, I don't like a lot of people. It's a really good movie. The main kid in it, I don't know his name off the top of my head. He's in Killing of a Sacred Deer, I think. That kid, great performance. The whole movie was so good. Really real and realistic, and just really spoke to me. Alright, so number 4 is a movie I did not think was going to make my top 10 list. I was excited for it, but I did not think it was going to make my top 10 list, let alone my top 5. At number 4, Into the Spider-Verse. Holy shit, that movie was good. Honestly, I might, maybe even a year from now, that might even go higher in my top 10 list. Might even go to like 3 or 2. Because this movie is so fucking good on every level. I have not one negative thing to say about it. The animation was groundbreaking for what a comic book animated movie could be. We got our introduction to Miles Morales in the best way ever. We had a million different Spider-Mans. We had John Mulaney playing Spider-Man. It was fucking awesome. Noir Spider-Man was by the greatest human being of all time, Nicolas Cage, and he fucking killed it. Such a good movie. If you don't like Into the Spider-Verse, then you don't have a soul. Just as simple as that. You do not have a soul. Alright, so number 3 is First Man. Now, I love First Man, but full disclosure, I like pretty much any space movie, so my bias is a little higher. So most people might not have this on their list, or maybe even that higher. But I have it at number 3 because I fucking love this movie. I thought this movie was amazing. I think Damien Chazelle was an incredible director. He's done Whiplash, La La Land, and then this. 3 for 3 in my book. Just incredible. Ryan Gosling, I love. Claire Foy gives a great performance. Claire Foy from The Crown, obviously. I haven't watched all of it, but from what I've seen of her, she's an incredible actress. The end of it is so good. I believe it was shot in IMAX, the last scene, where, spoiler alert, they go to the moon. Sorry for spoiling that. But just really great. I know there was controversy behind the movie. Everyone has their own opinion on it. I think some of the stuff was a little ridiculous. I normally don't let politics affect the way I watch movies. I don't let it bother me. I just respect the movie and then I'll judge it after. But I don't really let political views skew my movie. So, but yeah, First Man is an incredible piece of film. All right, so number 2. Now, number 1 and 2 I've been battling for 3 or 4 months, which is going to be number 1 or 2. And it's been very hard, but I'm sorry I have to do this. I'm sorry to the Lord and Savior, Kevin Feige. I apologize that you're not number 1, but number 2 is Avengers Infinity War. Now, what can I say about Avengers Infinity War that has already been discussed a million times? But guess what? I'm going to do it again. The movie's amazing. It has every fucking character you want in a Marvel movie, build up from 10 years of just movie after movie after movie after movie, and they're pretty much all good, except for Thor: The Dark World. And it builds all the way to this one movie, and you're just like, how good could it possibly be? How good could 10 years of build-up possibly be? And the answer is fucking amazing. They had an incredible movie, great storytelling, an incredible villain who just blew me out of the way. I was excited for Thanos. You'll talk to Pat. He knows. He was too, but I was so excited for Thanos. And I had a lot of expectations that probably weren't going to get met, and they just blew him out of the door. Arguably one of the greatest villains to ever exist, aside from maybe Darth Vader and Heath Ledger's Joker, in my opinion. So it's my opinion, that means it's automatically right and can't disagree with it. I'm kidding. But literally one of the probably top 3 villains of all time. And that ending, come on. One of the best, probably, if I could rank the best endings of any movie this year, Infinity War is hands down the best ending. I walked out of that movie just going, I can't believe they fucking just did that. I cannot believe they ended the movie like that. That's why Marvel is awesome. That's why I love Marvel, and they never let me down. And I'm really excited for Endgame, and I don't know what the fuck's going to happen in that movie. I can't wait. Hopefully that makes my top 10 list next year. Maybe that's number 1. Probably be number 1. Alright, so my number 1 movie of the year is a movie I saw back in February, and when I first saw it, I was like, this is probably going to be my favorite movie of the year. It's probably going to be this or Infinity War. And it's funny, I said that around February before Infinity War even came out. I just knew, I guess. Obviously I have expectations, but I just knew that it would be like these 2 movies. But number 1 is Annihilation. I fucking love Annihilation so much. In every way possible. This is everything I want a movie to be. This is why I like movies. This is why I like going to the movies. This is why I like talking about movies. This is why I have a stupid camera in front of my face in my room right now, filming, because I love movies like this. Annihilation is just a perfect piece of film. Really, it's what it is. It's a perfect piece of film. It's directed by Alex Garland, who was just blowing me away. If you haven't seen Ex Machina, that's another movie he directed. Please go watch it. It's on Netflix. Arguably one of my favorite movies of all time. And this movie is equally as good. This movie is so good. Great performances by Natalie Portman, Tessa Thompson, Oscar Isaac, obviously, always gives a good performance. Benedict Wong is in that movie. I like Benedict Wong. Just a great sci-fi movie. It really is. I was sitting in the theater, I was like, this movie is amazing. This movie has everything I want in a movie. It's got good sci-fi, it's got weird fucking images, it's got a weird-ass ending that some people don't like, but I do. I really like open-ended endings. I like when movies end and you don't really know everything and you got to think about it and interpret it in your own way. I really like when movies end like that. So that's probably why Annihilation is my number 1. I think it's hands down the best movie of the year. Probably won't get an Oscar nomination. That's bullshit. Alright, so anyway guys, that is my top 10 list. That is the ironclad top 10 list of Joe. It cannot be changed. Obviously I know there's a ton of movies I haven't seen yet. Some Oscar movies like Green Book. I haven't got a chance to see Roma yet. It's a couple of those movies, so those movies might have found its way on my list, but, you know, you can't see everything. So, that's my list. Hope you like it. If you have a list that's different than mine, post in a comment below. And yeah, we'll be trying to make more. I know we've been slow on our videos lately, but we're going to try to get more videos out for you as soon as possible. We're going to really try. We got our new segment, 93 or higher, up and going. So we really are proud about that. We really think it's a good idea. We really think it's a fun video to do. Also, we'll have more reviews coming in the future. We just, you know, we've been busy. You know, holidays, stuff like that. But, you know, we'll be back. So thank you for watching my video. Like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. I think we have a Twitter now. I think we do. I think we have an Instagram. We might have an Instagram. I don't know. But if we do, follow it. Post it in the thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later. America, fuck yeah!